Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome to my wish list for games on the much anticipated Switch 2 or the Super Switch, whatever you want to call it. Nintendo seems to have a lot planned, and they've somewhat developed a habit of surprise drops that release in the near future. So I hope a couple of things on my list are already being worked on. I'm not going to be accounting for reality too much because this is a wish list, but I won't be doing anything like hoping for a new Metroid in 2022 because that's just not going to happen. That game's in development hell, and honestly, we've waited so long, there's no reason why we can't wait a little more. Some of the games I have here are going to be likely, some of them aren't, so let's get started. Alright Nintendo, let me make this one easy for you. Just make Super Mario Party 2 Mario Party 2 HD. That's everybody's favorite anyways. Except for me, I like 3 a little bit better, but that's besides the point. I think that everybody can agree that the first one was a disappointment. Only 4 maps? I mean, luckily they didn't do something like bring back the car, but there's barely any content here. There's barely any reason to keep playing after you're done with the 4 maps. I love Mario Party, like, I really love Mario Party, but it took me 2 years to even get this game, to even consider it, because I already knew what the complaints were. With the Switch being as portable as it is, grouped with Joy-Con technology, it really should have been a home run. But what's frustrating me is just the lack of effort. I really don't get it. The game moved 7 million units, and that's just as far as we know because Nintendo doesn't reveal everything. So it's obvious that people want to play Mario Party. So why does this game seem unfinished? And why did they put no more effort into it? They couldn't give us 2 or 3 maps in a free update? I mean, if that was the case, I probably wouldn't be complaining. Actually, I probably would, because the maps that we have are so linear, if they resemble those, I would still have a problem. The formula really shouldn't be that hard. I've always resembled Mario Party to like Mario Monopoly. I know you don't buy properties or anything like that, but the planning, the scheming, and the strategy is what really makes the game. And that's exactly why the maps are such a problem. If it's so easy and if it's so straightforward, there's really no strategizing that you can do, or at least that you want to do. Everything is either so predictable or you really just don't care. The only map that isn't like that is Camp's Tantalizing Tower, and that one's just a little too gimmicky. So I guess it's just more the competition aspect of it. That's what was really fun about it. Hating your friends, stealing from them, stealing stars, trying to do your best, battle minigames, duel minigames, and all of the above. I'll be honest, I've never made a video game, but this really shouldn't be that off target. If there's any game on this list I want the most, it's probably this one. I can almost guarantee you that this game is in the works right now. But I just can't say that I'm that confident in Nintendo doing the right thing. If you know anything about being a Nintendo fan, they will always pretty much give you the opposite of what you want. Next up is Bayonetta 3. We got a teaser for some reason in 2017 and haven't heard anything since. I feel like Bayonetta should be way bigger than it is because it really is one of the best games that you can get anywhere, on any platform. She's a really appealing character who has these over-the-top fights with angels. How is that not something that you want to take a part of? Honestly, I haven't played all the way through 2 yet, not because it wasn't good, but because it was too good. I compare Bayonetta to junk food. It's one of those games that you just rush through to get to the next set of enemies. The combat is engulfing, and I played through the first one in like 2 days, beat it, and had to redo it again. They rank you after every stage, so it kind of incentivizes you to do it again. And then when I moved on to the second one, I just remember feeling like a zombie who had to get away. It was that good. I'm actually gonna go finish up 2. I just know that once I go down that rabbit hole, it's gonna be hard to come out. A new Yoshi's Woolly World. I think everybody will agree that Crafted World was a bit of a disappointment after what Woolly World had created. That game was creative, had amazing music, fun co-op, and just plain charming from the get-go. Crafted World was okay, but nowhere near as appealing. It felt so linear and honestly just kind of boring. Hopefully they can come back and either give us something new or something along the lines of Woolly World. If it was up to me, I would still want that same relaxing Yoshi game, but in a 3D world. But I'm pretty sure that they want to stick to the original style. All you really have to do is not make Crafted World, and you'll be fine. Super Mario Strikers. I literally don't know why they stopped this series. I know soccer isn't the most popular sport in the US, but it's the most popular sport in the world. And does it even matter when Mario is on it? Mario Kart is basically NASCAR and 90% of the people hate NASCAR. Maybe that's not the best comparison. But my point is, why does anything like that matter when it comes to a Mario game? I get that Strikers for GameCube didn't get 1 million and Strikers Charge got 1.7 million and Nintendo's used so much bigger numbers. But how is tennis and golf more exciting? And that game actually had its own art style, unlike the tennis and golf games which kept using the generic models over and over again. Strikers was developed by Next Level Games, which Nintendo completely owns. They don't have the best resume, but they made Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and Luigi's Mansion 3, which were a little better than good, but they've shown that they can make this game. I don't know what they're working on now, but hopefully the resurgence of some of the other Mario sports titles can convince Nintendo to ask them for another entry. Next up is WarioWare. So I actually only played WarioWare once on a friend's Wii years ago, and I loved everything about it. It's especially fun with friends. I didn't have have a lot of money growing up, so many times I had a game, it had to be a game that would last or that was pretty well known, so I never picked up WarioWare, but I definitely think it's time. With all the AAA titles around that are mostly RPGs or contain worlds that you have to spend countless hours in, it's nice to be able to pick up a game and just have some mindless fun. Plus, the technology and Joy-Con should make for a lot of new interesting ideas. It would be great online, but I would get it exclusively for couch co-op. Honestly, I couldn't see it not being a hit for Nintendo. Maybe it wouldn't have such a great launch, but I can guarantee you, but give it a little bit of time and through word of mouth, a lot of people are probably going to end up picking that up. Next on the list is Pokken Tournament 2. This one kind of hurts because I feel like the hype for Pokken was through the roof. This wasn't a turn-by-turn, make a selection and hope it works kind of game. It was a real-time Pokemon fighting game, and when I first got it, I was completely addicted. But this is a game that you literally don't hear about anymore. It could have been because of the disaster that was the Wii U that kind of messed up the game, and it just kind of carried over to the Switch. They also didn't really do much promoting once they did port it over. Or, you know what, maybe it was just too complicated. I haven't played it since the first few months it launched, but it does require a good amount of skill from what I remember. I know personally, the Ken part worried me a little bit because I'm really bad at Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all those types of fighting games. But seeing the amount of effort put in along with the visuals, details, and mechanics, I really want the series to continue. I know a million copies isn't what Nintendo wants to see, but again, the hype and anticipation I had when I saw those first screenshots were unexplainable, and I'm not ready to let it go yet. I used to be 50-50 on this game, but honestly, I feel like the game has been out long enough to where it would warrant a second one if they did want to do it, so it's really starting to worry me that they're gonna let it go, and honestly, I just don't even want to talk about it. Next. Alright, for this one, this is my completely made up concept, but I really enjoyed Overcooked. Like, really enjoyed it. Mostly because I played with friends, but I would love to see that game mixed with the Mario world, and see all of the wacky things that they could come up with. A Mario co-op cooking game. Sounds like an easy 15 million copies to me. This other one is also really random and it's never going to happen, but getting a compilation of those Pokemon Stadium minigames would be amazing. They were really fun, and remake a Pokemon Stadium entirely wouldn't make sense, but if they could group those minigames together and include a couple, I would buy it for sure. Alright, lastly, two things I think everybody wants to see. First one would be a new Wii Sports title, and second would be a new Mario Kart game. For Wii Sports, just give us bowling and tennis. The recent release of the 51 Clubhouse games kind of fits that void, but it's not the same. And Mario Kart is going on 7 years old. Yeah, I know that the original Wii U release and the Switch port aren't exactly the same, but basically, it's a great game and you can't go wrong. That's why it keeps being at the top of the bestseller list. But the people want something new. I don't know what new gimmicks and mechanics you could introduce, but you're a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. All I know is that if they do something like release Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus Ultra HD, I'm gonna lose my mind. Well, that's my wish list of the new games I want. I feel like most of them have a decent good chance of happening. There's rumors of a new Donkey Kong that we're long overdue for. Tropical Freeze was amazing, and Yooka-Laylee Impossible Air was a little bit of a fill-in, but that's another series where we need a new direction in. Something like Pokemon Arceus would have been on here, and I'm really putting a lot of faith in that game, and I'm hoping for the best. But if I've learned anything from being a Nintendo fan, is that when you want Super Mario Party 2, you're gonna get Captain Toad 2. Leave a comment about what games you want to see, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.